Today we're going to be making fresh cheese with the Kalona Supernatural new cheese making kits. They have two varieties. This one makes ricotta and burrata, and this one makes mozzarella and mascarpone cheese. Today we're going to make the ricotta, but I first wanted to show you exactly what's in one of these boxes. They make great gifts. You can make 8 batches of cheese with each kit, and you can mix and match the flavors. So when you open the box, right away you're going to have a little insert about the cheese making family with some information on why the certain type of milk you choose to make cheese matters. And then you will also have a milk coupon. So with these kits, everything's included except the milk and the cream. So here's a coupon to go get the milk or the cream. And then there's also illustrated, very easy to use instructions for each flavor of cheese that's in the kit. A thermometer, citric acid, cheese salt, 2 rennet tablets, and then a cheesecloth. Let's get started. So the first step is to take a teaspoon of citric acid and mix it into a half a cup of water until it's dissolved. Take your cheesecloth and just lay it over the colander so that the edges are hanging off a little bit, and set that aside. So now we're going to be using Kalona Supernatural organic whole milk to make our fresh cheese. It's best to use pasture-grazed, batch pasteurized milk when making cheese. So just pour a gallon right into the pot. Now you take your citric acid and water mixture and put it into your pot and stir. You will heat the milk until it reaches 185 degrees. We don't want it to boil, just reach 185, so you can use the thermometer to track its progress. So you want to stir this mixture gently every couple minutes. This just prevents a skin from forming on top of the milk. Also, if you feel the milk sticking to the bottom of your pot, just try reducing your heat a little bit. So once the mixture has reached 185 degrees, heat for an additional minute without stirring it, and then move the pot off to a cool burner and cover it and let it sit for 15 minutes. At that point, don't disturb it. So after your pot has sat for 15 minutes, we are ready to strain the curds. So once you have all of your curds into your lined colander, you can let it drain for about 15 minutes. If you want a smoother texture, you can drain it a little bit less. If you want a drier texture, go ahead and let it drain for a little bit longer, but 15 minutes is typically the standard. Another option would be to strain it by tying the corners up. And if you have a cupboard near your sink, or if you want to hang it with a bowl sitting on the counter, you can also strain it that way. But for today, we'll just leave it in the colander. Okay, so once your ricotta has drained for about 15 minutes or so, depending on the texture that you want, it's time to salt. So you want to add 1 teaspoon of the cheese salt. And of course, this is always to taste. So if you like it a little bit more salty, just feel free to add a little bit more. So just add your cheese salt and then stir it, but you don't want to stir it too much so that the cheese gets crumbly. You just kind of mix in the salt. So once you've salted your ricotta, the next step is to just scoop it into whatever bowl you're going to be storing it in. So there, now you have homemade ricotta. If you would like it a little bit extra creamy, you can always add a splash of whipping cream to your ricotta. You can make it as creamy as you'd like. I recommend starting with about 1/4 of a cup. This is a little over that. And then just putting a splash in, stirring it up to see if it's the texture that you're wanting. So as you can see, we made fresh ricotta in an hour. Now, if your ricotta didn't turn out the way that you would like it to, just make sure you check out the fine-tuning tips in the instruction manual. With that, enjoy your ricotta. Thanks.